Okay, so let's go through our third and final geometry type, and that would be polygons. So in this case, we are going to digitize some parcel lots here. Now, if you're going to do this for real, you would be fairly precise. No, you would probably have to be very precise, and you would probably have different sources, materials for this, a reference for this. But I'm just going to show you how this works. Okay, so the feature we want to create is called Parcel Lots, and we're going to be creating ones here. Now, I want to be able to see through this so that I don't obscure the image while I'm digitizing. And so let's see here. Let me go ahead and make that. Boom. And apply. Okay, so this will allow us to be able to see through the parcels. Okay, create features, and I'm going to go to parcels, and you can see there are a number of options that you can have with this, and we're going to talk about maybe a couple. All right, and we're just going to eyeball this. Boom, boom, boom. So, you should have some business rules that are telling you whether you come out to the middle of the street, whether you go to the edge of the grass, etc. There's a lot of things a lot of different ways in which these things can be digitized. So let's go to the second one. I'm going to try this Autocomplete Polygon thing. I'm going to snap to that vertex, click here, click here, and double click there. And you can see that it has auto-completed, filled in that last one. Now it doesn't actually use the line that was already there. It just connects these 2 points. So be aware of that. In this case, there were only 2 points to begin with. So it's not a big deal. So that's another way of doing that. And again, once it's highlighted, you can go ahead and fill in the attributes for this particular polygon. And again, I'm going to come up here and click on Save. And now these 2 polygons have been saved in the database. I want to show you another way, another thing that you can do. And that is, we are going to try to create these 3 parcels in a slightly different way. I'm just going to create one bounding parcel, and then we're going to use modify features. And if I come up here and click on the modify button, modify features, I should get this list of tools. And if I come down, there is a tool called Split. And what this allows me to do is to split this polygon along what we would call a sketch that we're going to draw. And so I'm going to, the thing with the sketch is it has to completely cross the polygon. So I'm just going to click here and draw along there. And you can see that it has now split this parcel into 2. This is not really all that fascinating when you have such a simple border, but imagine you have a really complicated border, and you want to make sure that there's no overlaps between the 2 polygons that it creates, and there's also no gaps between them. So basically you want it to cut at exactly the same angle. So let's just, I'm gonna completely exaggerate this, but if you have a multi-point border between the 2 of them, that means that when you're digitizing these adjacent polygons, you're going to have to digitize those exactly the same. But if we do it this way, then it will automatically do that. And let's see, double click, and you can see that it has split the selected parcel, and those are number 4, and let's see, they are mutually exclusive. And let's make this number 3. Okay. And let's see, can we actually format polygon symbols? Can we do this where we vary symbology by attribute and color? I'm sorry, if I come here to primary symbology and then check unique values, this is the one that I want to do. Field 1, we're going to symbolize these by lot number, and this is going to be our color scheme. I'm going to make this more of a primary color, and we will add all the values, and you can see that these are mutually exclusive. It's basically just symbolizing by the parcel number. Okay. So there's no overlap, and there also should be no gap because we use that modify and split it. So you can see there's more than one way to create things here. I want to show you one more thing that's kind of interesting to me, and that is creating a hole inside a particular polygon. I'm gonna make this doesn't make a lot of sense, but let's just say that this outbuilding is owned by someone completely different. And so we want to create a, let's see here, can I make this? Can I make this? Oh, okay. So there we go. Semi-transparent, so we can actually see through this thing. Okay, so let's just say we want to cut a hole in this particular polygon. What it's actually going to do is it's going to create 2 parts to this geometry. And again, there's more than one way to do this. I'm going to create a second polygon here. And then I'm going to go up here to where it says modify. And there's a clip tool. And I'm going to click on that thing, discard, remainder, and clip all the editable features. Make sure that's checked. And I'm going to click clip. And so at that point, I believe that this is now a hole. Let's go ahead and click delete. And yeah, so you can see that that the parcel now has a hole in it. Let's see, can I change the symbology back so we don't have... Yeah, so you can see a little better there. There's a hole in it now. So that can come in useful when you need it to, I guess. And I just want to show you what it's actually doing in the background. So if you click on geometry for this particular one, you can see there are actually 2 parts to the polygon. The first is the outer one, and the second one is the inner one. And so it's actually, yeah, you can see as I click here on each vertex. So that's how it's stored. It stores that into the in the shape field, and it's called a multi-part polygon. I believe you can actually edit these coordinates. You used to be able to. Maybe you can't anymore. I find that hard to believe. Anyway, but these are the actual coordinates for where that thing exists. Okay, so let's go ahead and save those edits, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up in a second.